Also, in der namenlosen Buchhandlung verfolgte Pierce die Spuren eines versuchten Einbruches. Er entdeckte, dass Charles Hawkins hinter dem Einbruch steckte. Pierce öffnete den Tresor des Buchhändlers und fand, was dieser und Sarah Hawkins darin aufbewahrt hatten. Ein in Menschenhaut gebundenes Buch lag im Tresor und zog den Detektiv unwiderstehlich an. Als er es öffnet, wurde sein Geist in einem anderen projiziert. Perfekt, perfekt. Ja, richtig gut. Oh Mann. Seid ihr parat? Seid ihr ready? Ich habe ja nicht auf die Uhr geguckt oder gesehen, wie lange ich jetzt schon streame. Habe ich nicht. Würde ich niemals sagen. Oh mein Gott. Mhm. Wir sind jetzt wieder in der Anstalt. Danke für den Headpad. Ähm, also wir spielen einfach mal ein bisschen noch. Ja, war auch nicht mehr so lange. Ähm, ja, wir gucken jetzt mal, bis da ein Save Point kommt, dem ich wieder vertraue. Und es ist nicht dieser Save
This
Point.
man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of
Wunderbar.
course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Ja, bald muss Cinderella ins Bettchen. Ja, bald Mitternachten. Mhm. Was den Patienten gerne untersucht, stehen unter Berührungsmitteln.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Mhm.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
What can you tell me about him?
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal position. I thought he was waking up, but no.
I don't recognize him. Did he just arrive on the island?
He said he worked on the docks, but not with Captain Fitzroy. I think he works for Ms. Baker.
Who?
You know, the woman at the head of their gang. They call her Cat.
Oh, I see.
Do you have other questions?
Natürlich habe ich immer andere Fragen. Immer. Ich
What
möchte
are
mehr
his
über die
symptoms?
Symptome erfahren.
His temperature has been going down, his skin losing its color, his body rigid. I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over. I didn't want them to dry out, and I couldn't bear to look at the expression on his face.
You did well. Don't worry. Let's stay professional, if you will.
Ja, die Krankenakte, die ist wo?
Show me his file.
That's not possible.
Don't tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file as well. We need it.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What was he treated for?
An intoxication, I was told. After inhaling chemicals.
That'll do
Ich
for
weiß
the time
genug.
being.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very
Noch
well.
nicht.
I'll examine him.
So.
30-year-old subject.
geht
Severe
jetzt.
hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
Mhm.
His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
What the fuck?
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Er ist schwanger.
I see signs of
stark dehydriert.
hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
Wir werden zum Fischmensch. Mhm.
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations, and this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
Ja, okay, wenn ich das jetzt sage, dann nimmt er mich nicht ernst. Nicht ernst, das ist mal klar. Er wird ja nach... Da wird er dann sagen, du bist halt nicht so gut.
These are alarming symptoms. If we don't act, he'll die.
Do you believe that? I'm not as convinced, you see. I even think this man has a strong chance of completely healing from his ailments.
No, Doctor. This patient isn't himself anymore. He's dying.
Really? What do you mean by isn't himself?
He's changing. His physical characteristics, they are more animal than human now.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat?
Mhm.
What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Ich weiß in der versteckten Akte, bisher ist nicht von der Rede, halten Sie sich raus.
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
Mhm.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
Ach, was? Wirklich? Mhm.
This place draws you in and never lets you go.
Ja.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Das ist unfair. Das sind, schön.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
So viele Entscheidungen. Warum wenden Sie
You
sich an
really need
Sie?
Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor. Everything all right, Dr. Colden?
All is well, Elizabeth, thank you. I was making sure the water wasn't cut off yet again.
Thank God, no. The water's running. I have no desire to call Donovan for help.
Calm down.
Bleiben Sie tapfer.
Don't let that witch sap your morale.
I'm trying, Doctor. I'm trying. It's just that sometimes I imagine she shuts down the water herself, just for the pleasure of harassing me.
Her time is much too precious for these kind of petty games. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
Gut, dann...
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Ärzte. Umkleideraum. Art Büro. Ist doch schön. Aber recht groß.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
Ah, was? Das ist doch die charmante Miss Donovan. Ah, und hier ist wieder was zum Verstecken. Das,
Wait a
gut zu
minute.
wissen.
Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Das ist doch gut. Dass du mich verpfeifen möchtest. Da, 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 da.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this
Das
up,
ist sie.
and I'm the one who pays.
Das ist sie definitiv. Okay, und hier sind wir dann durch eigentlich
Hay
mal.
fever. What's he doing here?
Ja, schon. Also Heuschnupfen. Schwierig.
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
Gut. Helfen wir doch mal den armen Leutchen hier.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr.
Yeah.
Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
Die Schmuggler, erzählen Sie mir das mal mehr darüber.
What
Was
did
ist
you
dort
see
passiert?
Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back.
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out. I'll just sleep a bit more.
Tu das. Oh,
Mrs. Sanders? Why did
Reagiert
nobody
dann.
tell me about her admission?
in der Akte wird der Zustand beschrieben, der Aaron Sanders ins Riverside Institute eingeliefert wurde, sowie die verabreichten Behandlungen. Fuller fügt die Handschrift einer Notiz zu. Er empfiehlt sie, den psychiatrischen Flügel zu verlegen, um ihr die Ruhe und Erholung zu geben, die sie benötigt. Also den Keller, meinst du? Okay, das.
She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Interessant. So ein Wunderarzt, hm? Arzt. Da ist Schlüssel.
The key to the
Heizungsraum.
boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait. Intoxication from breathing organic vapors.
Mhm.
Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Ja. Wäre gar nicht so schlecht, hm?
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
Der Patient wurde falsch behandelt, versorgen Sie weiterhin seine Wunden. Ich weiß nicht, was wir noch tun können.
You did good work. The tranquilizer is kicked in. Now you can disinfect and bandage his wounds.
Thank you, Doctor. And as to his weight loss?
I'll prescribe an antifungal treatment for his dysgeusia. In the meantime, feed him intravenously.
It'll be done.
Gut. Dann würde ich mal sagen, wir haben jetzt hier alle Patienten abgecheckt, glaube ich. Dann hat es ja auch gespeichert. War das der Typ? Wahrscheinlich schon. So, jetzt können wir eigentlich noch hier, aber das machen wir das nächste Mal.